Hello everybody, Mac here. Welcome back to the show. A lot has happened in the past 24 hours. Mostly it has been revolving around Hasbro. We had the 1027 event, and I believe there was some news that came out of London. Nothing really that I'm going to be touching on because I don't really think anything that came out of London that I'm aware of has anything to do with the things that I like to talk about, which as far as Hasbro goes, is going to be G.I. Joe. And we are going to talk about the 1027 event and some things that are going down with Hasbro, but it's mostly going to be revolving around G.I. Joe Classified series. If you're looking for info on Star Wars, on Transformers, not going to be really diving into that too much. I didn't really pay attention that much to those franchises, to be completely honest. G.I. Joe was pretty much my focus. But I do know that there was some really cool stuff that came out for Transformers, and there was some okay stuff I saw for Star Wars. But the Transformers one, the pizza Transformer, the pizza van Transformer, I forget who it was, that actually looked kind of cool. But what we are actually going to start with is McFarlane Toys, because they released their Lobo with Space Hog, this guy, yesterday. Gold label, Amazon exclusive, $69.99, $70. Time of this recording, it is now Saturday morning. Time of this recording, that is still available for pre-order. So it seems like when I first pre-ordered it, the expected arrival date was actually in December. I think it was December 15th. But as the day went on, and the pre-orders continued, the release date kept getting pushed back more and more and more, so much to the point that this morning it has an estimated release date of January 15th, 2024. So I don't know if this is a deal where they just left the pre-orders open and they're like, hey, however many we get in a certain amount of time, that's how many we get, and we'll just keep pushing the window back the more pre-orders that we get in. So right now, it is still available for pre-order at the retail price of $69.99, $70, which actually isn't a bad price for a setup like this. Let me pull this up. I have everything I'm looking at over here. You're on the screen over here. But with that, we get Lobo, which I believe is basically a reuse of the original body, maybe with a different vest and different shoulders. But I think a lot of it is reused from the original body. And that's not a bad thing because that body was actually pretty solid. I don't have that Lobo figure, but I'm definitely getting this one. My pre-order's in already. But he has the Lobo figure, two head sculpts, one with like the big spiked up hair, one that's more of a classic look. And I love the sneers on these guys. Like, that was one thing that I was like, about with the first Lobo figure, was that his face was very not crazy. With this though, like both of those faces, that's the look of a madman right there, and I love that. So you get the Lobo figure, you get the two-face sculpts, you get the Space Hog, obviously, which if you look at this picture, some assembly required. You get the figure stand, you get the ability to turn that into the stand, flight stand for the Space Hog. He comes with his hook chain weapon, which I think is the same one from the original, from the first release of Lobo that came out. And he comes, did I mention the electric guitar? And he comes with Dog, which is hilarious to me because I'm pretty sure in continuity Dog is dead now. I thought Lobo ate him. I thought Dolphin was the one, or is it the other way around? He ate Dolphin and Dog is still alive. I don't know, but Dog being included, that's fantastic. He looks great. This whole setup right here looks fantastic. And for $70, that's not a bad price for a setup like this. Especially when you consider, what is it? The Baroness and the Coil and Breaker and the Ram, I think, come in at something like, what is it, $50? $50, maybe $60. So this is only $10, $20 more, and you get a lot with it. And that Space Hog, especially the blue coloring, looks fantastic. If that blue is as metallic in person as it looks in this photo, that's going to be something really cool. Now, something else with McFarlane Toys, and not a lot of people know this, at least from the people that I've talked to, This is up for sale again. The Batman 89 figure Batmobile set is up for sale again, time of this recording, at $75, the $74.99. And I know there's a lot of people that were upset because they thought it was just going to be cut off. And maybe some people paid the higher prices from third party. I don't know. But this is available for order, not pre-order, for order on Amazon. Still a gold label exclusive. Still, Amazon is the only place to get it. Now, I will put links to both of those in the description below. Probably also put it in the pinned comment. If you're thinking of checking them out, I ask you please consider doing it through the links, because on Friday, I think it was, or Thursday, I was able to say that, hey, I have affiliate links with Entertainment Earth. I now have affiliate links with Amazon too. So if you click on it through the links below, that really helps out the channel. I love that I get to say these things now. So that is all I think I want to talk about for McFarlane Toys. Although I did get, I don't have them with me right now, but I did get in my McFarlane DC Multiverse Supergirl and the Flashpoint Wonder Woman, which was the final figure of that series. So we're probably going to be taking a look at those come November. So that's something to look forward to. I can't wait to put Cyborg together and put him in with my Titans. I'm hoping that's going to look good. I know Cyborg is huge, but I'm hoping that he's going to fit in with that. Now, on to 1027. First off, if you want to watch it, and I highly recommend doing it. It was actually a really good show. The video, I believe, is now available on the Hasbro Pulse YouTube page for everyone to see. Friday, it was supposed to be a premium members only. Now it's available for everyone. And this year it was pre-recorded. It wasn't a live stream, which I didn't have a problem with, because with the being pre-recorded, they were actually able to do some stuff, set it up like an actual show instead of just a live stream. It was really fun. They did that because they are in London at the same time, and they wanted to make sure that they had like a solid show for us to watch. Also, I liked it because that means we didn't have to deal with the live stream chat. So I was real happy about that. I would have just turned it off, but knowing it wasn't there, I felt good about that. Now, like I said, what we are mostly going to be talking about is G.I. Joe. Now, there were 2 name-only reveals that came out of this show. One was Raptor, which I kind of get why they're doing that. He can be a fun figure, and he's definitely different. I don't know too many people that were like, oh man, I can't wait to get Raptor in this line. Because he was weird. Even in like the late 80s when he came out, he was a weird figure. Just like this Birdman looking dude, Falconeer. Like a Falconeer I can get behind. I get that. That's cool. But just the outfit. He looks like Condor Man. So there's that one coming out. But the one that I found real interesting that's coming out are the Iron Grenadiers, Destro's infantrymen. And this goes back to San Diego Comic-Con when they revealed that Metalhead was going to be coming out. And if you remember, they kept calling him a Cobra. And I said, I don't get why they're calling him a Cobra. He was one of Destro's Iron Grenadiers. So I was already wondering, when are the Iron Grenadiers going to come out? Well, here we go. We got the name-only reveals. Some people are curious. Why are we getting the army builders before we get Destro? I have a theory on that. Either San Diego Comic-Con 2024 exclusive or PulseCon 2024 exclusive is going to be the Iron Grenadier Destro with his despoiler. I'm betting it's going to be PulseCon, just like how Serpentor and the Air Chariot were a PulseCon exclusive. I have a feeling that Destro and his despoiler are going to be a PulseCon exclusive. So we'll get the Iron Grenadiers, we'll get Metalhead, we'll get to start doing some army building for that faction, and then next year, like I said, either SDCC or PulseCon, that exclusive will be Destro with his despoiler. Just a prediction, nothing like, no inside clues, no nothing to make that guess. just a logical jump of conclusion that I think that is what's going to happen. So, the only thing they revealed for G.I. Joe for pre-order was this, the Vamp, which we all kind of knew. And it's awesome. I'm not going to lie. It's awesome. It's better than I thought it was going to be. Let me pull it up right here. That it is beautiful. To me, the Vamp, like I know a lot of people were like, oh, the Sky Striker, but for me, the iconic G.I. Joe vehicle is the Vamp. And it just shows how timeless that style is, that look is, that body is, just from like, they used it for the Vamp. They used it for the Vamp Mark II. They used it for the Stinger. They used that body for like some Street Fighter vehicles when they had a Street Fighter figure line coming out. They used that for a Dreadnought vehicle at one point. I can't remember what it was called. But they used it in Tiger Force. We'll probably get a Tiger Force Vamp now that I've said that out loud. Like, there were so many different things, different versions of the Vamp that came out, that just by releasing this one vehicle, they have just opened up so many other possibilities for things. And yes, they will pretty much all be repaints of this. But there will be subtle differences. I don't doubt that there will be subtle differences. Like with the Stinger and the Vamp Mark II, it'll have the enclosed canvas cowling for the driver's seat. They could have the missile rack system. Like, I just think there's so much they could do with this. There's so much they could do with the Vamp, and the Vamp is just so widely recognizable that I fell in love with this as soon as I saw it. It is $99.99. It is a Hasbro Pulse exclusive. You can only get it on Hasbro Pulse. I've pre-ordered 3. Yeah, so when I say how excited I am about this, let that sink in. Also, time of this recording, Saturday morning, like I said, there are still Vamps available for pre-order. I feel like this is going to be one that they may not cut off, sort of like the Crimson Strike Force, that I feel they'll just keep taking pre-orders and pre-orders and pre-orders until it comes out. It seems like with the Pulse exclusives, the Hasbro Pulse exclusives, unless it's a convention exclusive, to me it seems like they keep the pre-orders open for as long as they can, which is cool. Don't get me wrong. I don't mean to keep doing this, but like if you go back and you watch the 1027 video on Hasbro Pulse's YouTube page, they did G.I. Joe first this year, and they did a whole unboxing of it. You saw it from start to finish. You saw it come out of the box. They put it together. You saw the working suspension. You saw the different ways that you could design the lights with that light bar across the top and the mini light bar across the bottom. He pulled the winch out so you could see that the winch was working. It has working suspension. The figures fit in it really well. The only one they really put in it was Clutch with his helmet on. But he did say, Lenny that is, did say that like they sized it so that Roadblock can fit in it. And Roadblock is a big dude. He said the only one that doesn't really fit in it real well is Serpentor. But really, are you going to put Serpentor in the Vamp? He has a flying golden snake. I don't think so. This looks great. I love, let's get to some of the accessories that it comes with. That, here we go, check this out. That you can see. You have Clutch that comes with his standard helmet that looks like the kind of helmet that Roadblock came with. He comes with his Iron Brigade, his Steel Brigade helmet with like the Tiger Jaws, the custom Tiger Jaws on the side. So that's pretty cool. He has a combat shotgun and a sidearm, which I think the sidearm is a 1911, and he has a wrench. The Vamp has the 2 jerry cans with the gas cans, the fire axe, the trenching tool, and the fire extinguisher. And then you have 2 belt-fed machine guns for the turret instead of going to lasers, which I believe the original Vamp was. I like that it has those 2 box-fed, like, 50 cows right there. That's really cool. I really dig that. And then you have, like, the handles that they can hold on to on the side. The windshield can fold down or it can just pop out, much like a Jeep. And I said there was working suspension. Oh, and the tires are rubber. The tires are really thick, chunky rubber. And if you watch the video when they're putting it together, Lenny does say, be careful when you snap the wheels on, because the tread is actually directional. They put directional tread on the Vamp. he did say also that if you do pop them on the wrong side, you can peel the tires off the rim so that you can get them back on. So like if you do snap them on, pop the rims on, I guess once they're on, they kind of lock into place and you can't get them back off. You can at least get the tires off so you don't screw yourself if you put them on in the wrong position. Now, in addition to the vamp, taking a look at these photos, there's a few things we can see in here that, first of all, if you look in the background of this one, it's not so hidden, but we have the ferret back there, which we knew the ferret was coming out. So I'm really excited to see that in there because I love when they put little things like that in the pictures. So there's our first unofficial look at the ferret. But this one right here, clutch on the ground, if you zoom in on the back, you see that guy? You see that? The gray suit, the black mask? Is that a Stinger operator? Is that a Cobra Stinger operator? Remember, he was basically a gray trooper with a black mask. I think that's what that is. I think that's a Stinger driver. A not so subtle hint that yes, we will be getting a Stinger for Cobra. And I don't doubt that we'll be getting a Stinger. We're getting the missile system. That gives us just one more thing to like tow. We need something for Joes to tow now though. Like I would love the HAL, the big heavy artillery laser. Like that would be something simple for them to make. Not too many moving parts. That could be really cool. But I'm really jazzed about the vamp. Like I said, I pre-ordered 4. Pre-orders are still up. Link in the description below. Only place to get it, Hasbro Pulse. Now, in addition to that, there were a few things that they very quietly released on Hasbro Pulse yesterday at the same time. And I'm wondering how many people caught it. First of all, they have Python Patrol Crimson Guardsman. Let me just double check that before I run my mouth off. I am pretty certain that, yeah, time of recording, they are still available. Python Patrol Crimson Guards available on Hasbro Pulse. They made them available yesterday at the same time as the vamp. I know a lot of Targets have these on sale, but if you don't have a Target near you and there's no other way to get it and you still need a Python Patrol Crimson Guard, there you go. And 2 other figures that they released. Once again, let me just double check before I run my mouth off. Yeah. Retro Card Zartan and Retro Card Storm Shadow. Now these, I know me, these are the last 2 of the Walmart exclusive Retro Card figures. And a lot of people didn't get them because a lot of these sold out. Walmart took too many orders. I don't know what the deal was. Mine has been sitting in back order or delayed for like a little over a year now. But now that they're not going to be Walmart exclusives anymore, that's the domain of Night Force. And luckily Night Force is a lot easier to get our hands on. But now these 2 retro carded figures are available on Hasbro Pulse, $24.99. I believe Storm Shadow was even available on Big Bad Toy Store. I'm not 100% certain about that, but I thought I saw the Retro Card Storm Shadow on Big Bad. Didn't see Zartan. I kind of really like this Zartan, and I'm thinking of getting 2. This is the basically his cartoon colors, and I have the other 2 Zartans. I have the first one, and I have the second one that was the Hasbro Pulse exclusive, where he comes with the sniper rifle and he has the silver armor, like the comic book coloring for the armor, and he changes color in the cold. I wasn't real happy with the way he turned out. His skin always had like that bluish tint to it. It never really came out. I wanted to use that as my primary Zartan. Right now I'm using the original one that came out with the brown armor, but that just looks so... I know that's what the original figure looked like, but that just looks so boring that at least with this one, with the metallic blue armor, the green eyes, I think the eye makeup is a lot longer and pointier than what came in the standard one. At least this one is a little bit more dynamic, a little bit more standout, and I feel like this one will match up with the Dreadnoks better than the brown one. And even though this one doesn't come with like all of the swamp totems, you can easily swap that stuff from your original Zartan onto this one. So I think that's really cool that those 2 figures came up for pre-order on Hasbro Pulse or not pre-order, order. I'm sorry, they're available. You order them, you'll ship them. I put an order in for these two. Mine are getting shipped already, so that's really cool. As far as G.I. Joe goes, that's about it. We had those 2 name-only reveals. We had the Vamp go up for pre-order, and then we had all of this up back in stock on the Pulse website, which I'm hoping makes a lot of people happy. For me, I got these that came in this weekend. I got my Crimson Strike pack, which I haven't opened yet, and Chuckles also came in. So once Bricktober is over in November, we'll be taking a look at these. We'll be opening these up and taking a look at them. Chuckles is okay. I got him because he's part of the line, and I'm kind of a completionist with this line right now, but I think he's going to be okay. I was never a big fan of this when he first came out, but this one, the Crimson Strike Force, I'm really curious to see the new Baroness with those double jointed arms, seeing if her body sculpt has changed any. Those 2 new heads, I'm really interested to see what the new Baroness is like. So that stuff will be for later. Like I said, probably like the first into the second week of November. Yeah, we're in October. The last thing I want to talk about, and it's just because I think it's really cool. I'm not going to back it because I don't collect I am blanking. Ghostbusters. I don't collect Ghostbusters, but I think this is really cool. The Ghostbusters Plasma Series Haslab 2 in a box. You get the Ghost Trap and you get the PKE meter. This is wild. I really like this. I love the presentation of it. The Ghostbusters team always seems to have so much fun with this. The trap is a working trap. It has bright LED lights so that when the flaps pop open, the light comes out of it. The trap comes apart into 2 pieces. It has the long cord with the foot pedal. The PKE meter has all of the original sounds to it. The arms will come up on their own. It can also go into taser mode like from Afterlife. They said they were listening from the last Haslab that the stands come as part of the standard package. So the stands aren't a tier now. You can get them with the standard packaging. This goes for $299.99, $300, requires 10,000 backers. Time of this recording, Saturday morning. It's been up and active for less than 24 hours. They're at 7,348 backers. I have no doubt they're going to get enough backers for this, because anybody that is a Ghostbusters fan and couldn't afford the Proton Pack, I feel like this is more reachable. This is something that, like, okay, I couldn't spend the, what was it, $600, $700, maybe $500, I can't remember. I couldn't spend that much money on the Proton Pack last year, plus then have to buy the Neutrino wand to go with it. But this all-in-one, everything I need is right here. The PKE meter, the trap. I feel like even if they didn't get the Proton Pack, people will be, I'm pointing over here, people would be able to go in on this. So I think this is going to have a much broader audience than the Proton Pack. Also, some of the stretch goals include holsters for each one. So you can put your PKE meter on one side, you can put your Ghost Trap on the other side. So when you go out cosplaying, if you do have everything decked out, you can wear these on you. And I think that is really cool too. And it also comes with, like, there are stretch goals that include like the ESP cards that Venkman was using at the beginning of the first movie with like a satin finish on the back. That was really cool. I'm not going to get into all the stretch goals. You should check it out though on Hasbro Pulse. Once again, link will be in the description below. And it is worth watching the video just for this, because their presentation was so corny and so cheesy and so fantastic, and I loved every second of it. It was just so charming, the way that they presented it. Like, I think that's the other thing that the Ghostbusters team has. Like, they know their audience, they know who they're selling to, and they just play right into it, and you can tell they're part of that audience. So I believe that is everything I wanted to talk about. As I said, there was some really cool stuff for Transformers. There was some really cool stuff for Avalon Hill. I didn't even talk about that. Star Wars had some releases too. I think most of theirs was vintage, and there was some Spider-Man news that came out of Marvel Legends. I believe most of the Spider-Man stuff is sold out on Pulse, but you can still get it at places like Big Bad and Entertainment Earth. So that is what I have. That is what I wanted to talk about. I think that is it. If you have any questions about what went on, or if you have any questions about anything we talked about, please leave a comment down below. I will get back to you. I typically answer as quickly as I can. And until next time, happy Halloween, everyone. Stay safe, stay healthy, and as always, thank you for watching.